Right now, in cities across 3 different states, 200 vending machines are running without you touching a single one of them today. 9 years ago, you had exactly one machine, bought with a credit card, placed in a laundromat that barely got any foot traffic. Most people would have given up in the first 6 months. Here's what happened instead. You were 24, working a job that paid the bills, but nothing more. Every extra dollar disappeared into rent, groceries, and small purchases you couldn't even remember making by the end of the month. You'd tried the usual advice. Cut your coffee spending, make a budget, but none of it actually moved the number in your bank account. One night, scrolling through a form at 1 a.m., you came across a post from someone who ran vending machines on the side. Not exciting, not glamorous, just a simple business. Buy a machine, stock it, place it somewhere with foot traffic, collect the money. You ran the numbers obsessively for 2 weeks. A basic used machine cost around $1,200. Snacks and drinks to stock it, maybe another $100. If it sold even moderately well, it could pay for itself in a few months. And after that, almost everything was profit. It felt too small to matter, but it was the only idea you'd found that you could actually start with the money already sitting in your savings account. You bought your first machine used from a guy retiring out of the business. It was scratched, a little outdated, but it worked. Finding a location was harder than you expected. Most businesses already had a vending contract or simply said no without explanation. After 2 weeks of cold emails and in-person visits, a small laundromat owner agreed to let you place it in the corner for 15% of the profit. The first month, it made $60. You almost quit right there. $60 for a business you'd invested nearly your entire savings into felt like proof it wasn't going to work. But you noticed something in the data. The machine sold out of certain items completely, while others sat untouched for weeks. So you changed the stock. More cold drinks in summer. Snacks priced a little lower than the gas station down the street. By month 3, that same machine was making close to $200 a month. A small number, but for the first time, actual proof the model worked. With that proof, you took the profit from the first machine and, 6 months in, bought a second one. Then, using a small loan, a third and fourth. By the end of year 1, you had 5 machines placed around apartment complexes, small offices, and a community gym. This is where most people either scale carelessly or stay too small to matter. You did neither. Every dollar of profit for the first 2 years went back into buying more machines, not lifestyle upgrades, not a new car. You were still working your regular job, refilling machines on weekends and before work. You built a simple spreadsheet tracking every location's performance. Which ones were profitable, which weren't worth the gas money to restock. The underperforming locations you replaced without hesitation. Data, not emotion, decided where the machines went. By year 2, you had 18 machines, and for the first time, the vending income matched your full-time salary. That was the month you started seriously considering leaving your job. Owning 18 machines and owning 200 are completely different businesses. The next phase wasn't about buying more. It was about building a system that didn't require you to personally restock every single one. You hired your first part-time route driver at machine number 25, then a second. You negotiated bulk pricing with a wholesale distributor instead of buying snacks at the grocery store like you had for the first year. You started using machines with cashless payment and remote inventory tracking, technology that told you exactly what needed restocking before you even drove there. This is the part nobody sees from the outside. It wasn't one big decision that took you from 18 machines to 200. It was hundreds of small operational decisions, better routes, better locations, better systems, repeated for years, while your regular job, and eventually your old life entirely, faded into the background. By year 5, you left your job. The vending business wasn't glamorous enough to talk about at parties, but it was paying you more than that job ever had. Today, 200 machines run across 3 states. A small team handles restocking and maintenance. You spend your time finding new locations, reviewing performance data, and occasionally negotiating placement deals. A few hours a week, not the 60-hour grind most people assume a business this size requires. Nobody meeting you for the first time would guess what you actually do. There's no office building with your name on it, no flashy announcement, just machines, quietly running in laundromats and gyms and office lobbies, most of them in places most people walk past without a second thought. That's the part that still surprises people the most. The business that changed everything for you was never designed to impress anyone. It just had to work, consistently, one small decision at a time. If you're looking at a small idea right now and thinking it's too small to matter, here's what actually mattered in this story. 1. You started with what you already had. No outside investment, no business partner, just savings you were willing to risk on something small. 2. You let data decide, not emotion. The machines that underperformed got replaced without hesitation, even when it felt uncomfortable. 3. Every early dollar of profit went back into growth, not lifestyle. That discipline, repeated for years, is the actual difference between a side hustle that stays small and one that eventually replaces a full-time income. If this kind of story is what you're here for, subscribe. This channel is about exactly this.